Hi Libra, here is your 2026 guidance. This is like the energy, a bit of your weather forecast, what you can expect as you go through the year. Just, just kind of like if it's raining, you don't wear your raincoat. If it's sunny, you don't need a coat. Bit like that in a sense, really. So what you have got is a card of patterns, Libra. So we go into a new year. Um, we don't expect everything to change overnight, but we are going into 1 year, and then this is going into like the year of the horse as well. So very much going into a new cycle. This has been a 9 years, so ending. So you need to really make sure that as you step into 2026, you're not repeating the same patterns. What hasn't been working for you? What has? If you look back, is there anything you should have done that you didn't, that you could do? So it's very much being aware of your patterns. You are very much a pattern person. As much as you say you want to do this, you want to do that, you can go a little bit around in circles, and you can get sort of like very distracted. So you need to really, really focus. So something's not working for you. What area is not working? And then you need to really just sort of like look at the reason why. There's a reason why. It could also just be the reason is you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe that things can change, or there is something there that you need to break a pattern. Now, some patterns are brought to us from experiences from the past, and some of these experiences can be traumatic, could be hard, could be emotional. So sometimes you might have to get help or support or anything to break this pattern. So something's stopping a little bit of your joy coming in, and you need to sit down and be honest with yourself and write down what it is and be aware of it. And a lot of it can be to do with our mind as well. So make sure that you are freeing yourself up. Now, if you're willing to step into a new year, I mean, though you're going to have ups and downs, there's going to be a lot of distractions around you from other people. But I would say to really focus on your pathway, your truth, what you want. If something ends, it's probably because it's meant to, and it's time to move on. And you can dwell too much on things, but of course, if it's emotional things, I'm not telling you just skip along because it's hard. But I feel whatever's coming is coming. But I feel like there's been a blockage around you. I feel like some of you could be further along than what you are, and you keep repeating the same old pattern. If you start making a new pattern, if you start focusing on, like, say for instance, is that I'm going to get fitter, and you keep saying it but you never do, or get healthier, and you did it, it would just elevate you, it would change. So you've got to stick to a pattern, and it may take, like, it may take 6 months, to really, really change something. And by the time you get into that 6 months, though it seems like a long time, it could just change your whole life. Now, you could have been in a pattern for like 10, 12, 15 years. So what is 6 months? So really be mindful of focusing on something as well, really, and you're going to have to keep yourself elevated as well, because there's going to be distractions around you. Now, if you're a creative soul, if you are doing something creative, painting, creative, whatever it is, this is a very good year for your creativity. If you're self-employed, this is a very good time for your self-employment. But you've got to also look around at sort of like your environment, look around at where you are, and maybe look around and thinking, okay, what's going on in the world? How can I add more into the mix with the new way of life is, in a sense, really. So you might have to, like, step out your comfort zone a little bit as well. Now, I'm just suddenly getting sort of like these kind of like different languages come into my mind. So some of you are going to be connected to another country, a foreign language, or or someone from that language that may be quite significant to come around you as well. I mean, saying that though, it could be someone with just a strong accent. So this feels like someone new. There's going to be also something where you're sitting down discussing something about someone else. Maybe there's a family member going through something. Maybe there's a new member addition to the family. Maybe there's 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 someone talking about a breakup or something. There's going to be sort of like some changes around you as well. Personally, this could be a year where you could meet someone if you're single. If you're in a relationship, this could be a year where, I'm not saying your relationship is going to be tested, but you have to really sort of like make sure you get time together and do things together, because there's going to be distractions from other people. So just make sure that you are keeping your relationship fresh and not keeping it for just, taking things for granted. Even your partner, if your partner's taking you for granted, you may suddenly get a little bored and restless as well. So there's something about your personal life that's going to sort of like be highlighted this year. And you can keep it flowing if you're in a relationship. You're gonna have to whack it extra this year, I'd say. But if you are single, if there's no one around you, this could be the year when you do find someone as well, actually. But you've got to also be, also with patterns, be aware of your path, be aware of what you're saying to yourself, to other people. Be aware of your path, because some things may come and bite you on the butt. You may take people for granted. You may gossip. You may say something or do something that could really, really sort of come back and bite you on the bum. So make sure that you are very aware of your movements, because sometimes you get caught up in your own stuff and you can forget about sort of though you are very caring your way around, but you can be, just don't get too self-centered and too caught up in yourself too much, But saying that are patterns, but you've also got to focus on yourself. So it's very different, It's not just being about me, 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 me. It's seeing other people's point of view. But you do need to focus. So if you were like an artist in a pattern and you're making something, you need to start the pattern, start the design, and you need to see it through to actually, here's the finished article. And that's what it's all about this year. But you've just got sort of stop starts that can sort of block the flow. But if you're focused, if you're determined, if you're dedicated and you're committed, you're going to formulate a very magical new beginning around you as well. There's going to be something about where you live, something to do with a house. Some of you might sell a house, some of you might move. There's going to be someone significant, whether this is romantic or whether this is just work, career, friendship. There's going to be a new face that comes in that can change the outlook of your world a little bit as well, But there is something about your career, how you make your money. It needs a ramp up, it needs a step up, and it needs zhuzhing up in a way. So if you've got your own business, time to really, really step it up. If you're in a job that's a bit restless, 2026 is a good time to step out and step it up. Add any new skills in. But also what I want you to do, I just got this kind of feeling as if my mind suddenly got a little bit overburdened. Then mindfulness, Libra, mindfulness. You need to work on your mindfulness. Patterns has a connection to what you say is what you get. So be very, very mindful of what you're saying as well, actually, And though you're like the scales, you have to really, really imagine you are the scales where you are, and make sure that you are keeping your balance. You've got to keep your balance. Mind, body and spirit this year, Libra. Your mind, how's your mind? Your body, are you feeling healthy? Your spirit, do you connect to the universe? Do you need to have some healing? Do you need to sit and meditate? All these things are going to be really, really important around you. Because you could have a breakthrough year. You could get to this time next year and you look back and think, wow, everything is transformed. You also could, with the patterned card, get to this time next year and everything is still the same. So the choice is there for you, Libra. Doesn't have to be intense. You just got to focus, believe in yourself, and stick and be committed. There's also I'm getting a lucky number 7 with you. No idea what that means, but I just keep getting the number 7. If you see the number 7 popping up, maybe it's 7-7 or 3 sevens. It's a little bit of a lucky sign. I want to say 1-7. It'll be in random places. 7-7-7-7-7 is going to be a sign, a lucky sign. It means I'm on the right tracks. Everything's okay. Anyway, I wish you a great 2026.